you go ride it for the first time and you suck absolute. Don't try to run before you can even crawl. Brake, swerve, or accelerate. If you try to think, you're fucking done. Oh my fucking god. You gotta be aware of all these little nuanced things. What is up, YouTube? So yeah, today I'm going over tips for new riders. So I'm just gonna start off by saying I've only been riding for like a little over a year, so I'm not like a professional or like an authority on this topic. But yeah, I just figured I'd make a video like this, be a little helpful and informative. I thought about it because my buddy's girlfriend, she just got a brand new bike. Was it Saturday? A few days ago. So yeah, she's learning, and it made me think of like right when I started, like all like the little pitfalls and struggles that I had to deal with along the way. So I guess the biggest tip is, one, just watch like a million YouTube videos on tips and tricks, because everyone's gonna say something different, and everyone's gonna have like a little different take on certain situations and a little nuggets here and there that other people didn't think of. But like the biggest thing you can do is just go to a parking lot and just practice like slow speed maneuvers and like, you know, emergency braking and turning at really slow speeds, because that's one thing I still need to work on, is like slow speed stuff and like being able to like fully lock my handlebars or clip-ons or whatever while I'm going slow, because the bike, the slower it goes, the more it wants to tip over, right? So if you can, you know, control that and keep your balance as you're going, it'll help you a lot for, you know, day-to-day driving. So right now I'm not even using the throttle, I'm just using the clutch, just modulating the clutch, because every clutch has a friction point, and every friction point on every bike is going to be different. And right now I'm using the rear brake to slow me down and keep me stable when you're turning, because your bike will want to tip over to one side or another. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. If you're, say you're coming up to a stop sign or something, or you're coming up to a stop and you're going slow, everyone's going slow, you let off your front brake and then you get a little wobbly, just hit your rear brake and it'll, you know, make you feel more stable, more upright. So that's one tip, is just practice slow speed maneuvers. I know you're gonna look stupid to everybody, and I look stupid. Like the first 2 months, I didn't even ride on the street. I was too scared to ride on the street because I was like, oh, that's so much going on. But that's just one thing you gotta get down before you're comfortable enough to ride on the street, is just do turns. So this is really gravelly. But yeah, so just go to a parking lot like this where you got a lot of space, not a lot of people. Go when it's not busy, like if you can go in the middle of the day, that's probably preferable. Just find a place where you got plenty of space and no pressure, because the more pressure you take off yourself, the better. Because whenever I started riding, I was like really nervous to, I'm just gonna run this. Don't do like me. Don't be like me, kids. Do as I say, not as I do. I like that one. So, yeah, old man looking. So, right now, I'm gonna go out on the street. But yeah, that's the first thing you should do. Go to a parking lot and just practice turning. Feel how your bike feels. Feel how the clutch pull is. Stop really quick, and then, boop, see, I stalled it. And then just feel how the clutch pull is. Where it'll stall at, where it'll go at. Oh, that's why I didn't fucking shift into it. Alright, let's see, I was in third gear, and I was in third gear, and I pulled the clutch in, slowed down, and I let it go at like 50 miles an hour, and you stall. So if you didn't have your clutch pulled in when it stalled, your rear tire would have locked up on you there, and you would have went sliding, which happened to me when I first started. Because like it's a lot to think about, you know. Like you got shifting, you got the clutch, you got the brake, you got leaning, keeping your balance. It's a lot to think about. I get it. There's so much information that you're taking in all at once that it's like sensory overload all the time. And you're going to be really nervous. You probably bought your first bike and then you're like, oh, you go ride it for the first time and you suck. You suck absolute dick because you've never ridden anything with two wheels before. Speaking from experience. So I did that. I was scared of the thing. Not this bike. I had an Indian Scout Bobber. And yeah, I was just scared. I was like, oh my Lanta, I made a bad decision. But no. I just slowly worked my way up, getting comfortable, because I was going out with my buddy. And he had been experienced, and I was the first one out of the friend group aside from him to get a motorcycle, so he wasn't used to like you know holding your hand, so he was just kind of like, bro, like come on, like stop being a bitch. And so eventually he was like, he just kind of got bored of riding with me, so I went out on my own, and I would just go to the parking lot, go around back streets and neighborhoods, some really slow speed stuff, just to get acquainted with the bike. And so that's what I did until one day I went out with him and I finally, see, imagine if you're going fast and you gotta slow it down quick. So that's one thing I'll talk about here in a minute. But yeah, so I went out that one day. I was finally kind of comfortable enough to go out on the street. Finally got to the point where like I wasn't stalling every time I got on the bike. And yeah, I fucking pinned it for the first time, and after that I was sold, dude. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Now I get why people want to do this. It's super cool and fun. So you'll get there eventually. Like if you're watching this and you're scared of going out on the street, that's perfectly normal. And like just take your time, go at your own pace. As they say, ride your own ride. But yeah, I mean like that, there's nothing more true than that. Like, because if you're trying to keep up with people just to like not feel like a loser, not feel like you're burdening everyone else in the group, then like you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna get really stressed out. And yeah, so just ride your own ride, people. So another thing, I come from like the car scene. I like cars. I drove cars fast, and I was like, motorcycles are faster, so I want to get one. But yeah, so I come from that and driving motorcycles fast, or not motorcycles, cars fast and all that. And yeah, so that's kind of my background. And then I have my CDL, so I was driving around a big ass dually with a 40-foot trailer, driving around the country. So you pick up a lot of stuff doing that too. Like granted, it's kind of polar opposites. Like, here, I'll let this person out. It's polar opposites, like on a big truck like that, where you're basically like truck and trailer like 60 feet long. You got to do things a little differently. I love it. Things you learn from like driving a big vehicle, you pay attention to other vehicles, and like you can start to predict what they're gonna do. And that's one thing you got to do while you're on a motorcycle. You just gotta pay attention to everything. Never assume anyone's gonna do anything. Always assume that they don't see you. All right, just assume when you're riding on the street and someone's on a side street without a pullout that they don't see you, you don't exist. All right, because it's gonna happen and you got to be ready for it, and you can't panic. So you can tell when someone's about to shift lanes, that usually hug that lane. That's why I like to stay like in the middle like this instead of like right in the middle of the lane, to where I can see the driver of the car in front of me and their mirrors. When you're starting out, getting on busy streets like this was the scariest thought to me. Like, I was like, oh my god. I wouldn't sit like this. I just weave through everyone. But you kind of hang back, give it a little bit. You don't want to sit right next to someone or in their blind spot, because they literally will not be able to see you, and they will just get over, and if you aren't ready for it, they will hit you. So see, all the traffic is slowing down, so you just let off. You let the bike engine brake, give a little downshift, and you're good. But yeah, you gotta be omniscient when you're on this thing. You gotta just know when shit's gonna happen. You gotta know, you gotta see the future. You gotta see that it's almost rush hour right now. Everyone's kind of antsy. They're trying to get home. So keep that in mind. And then right here, practice staying upright. Practice not putting your feet down. Just use the clutch to slowly push you forward. And use your rear brake to keep you steady. This guy's turning really slow. But yeah, I mean, and give yourself plenty of room. I know I'm really doing a bad job for this video, but like, give yourself a good space cushion, like between you and another vehicle. Like right here, see this guy? I just assume he's gonna pull out on me. So I speed up, hug that car, because he's not going to run into that car. Hug up next to him real quick, and then get back, you know. That's one thing I do. Some people might say not to do that, but you just, really just paying attention to other drivers is like one of the biggest things you have to do. And like in a turn, for example, if you're looking at this first arrow sign, you're like, I don't know what to do, you're gonna run into the sign. It's called target fixation. So the best thing you can do is look to where you want to go. So around this turn right here, I'm gonna look way up ahead over there. Way up ahead over there. And just, you don't gotta be dragging knee everywhere. You don't gotta, especially on the street, because there's dirt everywhere. There's gravel. You're gonna run up on it quicker than you can see it, and then you go slip, and you slide right out. So just be careful on that. But yeah, when you're going around turns, look through the turn. Look where you want to go. I never look right in the corner, you know. I don't look at the inside line. I look past the line, and your peripherals will pick up where you need to go, and it will keep you on a good line. It will keep you on a good path. And let's say you're going too fast for a turn, right? And you're pinned, you're fucking dragging knee, and you're overcooking it. You're coming wide and you're freaking out. You don't know what to do. Slowly let off the throttle. Don't completely let go, because then your whole bike will get upset, and you know, that'll be a bad day. It'll throw off the suspension, and then you'll go down. But just let off the throttle slowly, smoothly. And the bike, the slower it goes, when it doesn't have that rear wheel getting power to it, the front end wants to turn. It wants to be nimble. So you can always turn a lot better when you're not on the throttle versus when you're on the throttle. Shoot. When you're on the throttle, you can't turn as sharp. You can't lean it over as quickly. The bike doesn't want to do that. So that's just another tip. So when you're going through a turn, don't look at what you want to avoid. Look at where you want to go, because your body will follow. quick. Downshift. Ooh, that's bumpy. I don't want to hit that too hard. Alright, see right here. See, you're brand new, right? And you gotta make a right-hand turn like that on a busy street. This is a yield, so I just assumed that guy can't see me, right? He turned out as soon as I went past. But yeah, back to my lesson. So you're taking a right turn on a busy street like this. Everyone's going 45, 50, 55 miles an hour, maybe even faster. If you go to make that right turn and you're new, sometimes, this has happened to me at the very beginning. I went to turn and either you're not going to give it enough gas or you're going to let out the throttle too quick, but you're going to stall right after you pull out in the street. So I'd suggest before you start pulling out in front of people and getting on the gas and like being really cool and stuff, just be very comfortable modulating that clutch lever and letting out, not stalling the bike. Like if it were me and I was doing it again, or like someone, a loved one was getting on, I would tell them, hey, just wait till no cars are coming, because if you just pull out and you stall like that and they don't see you or they can't stop in time, you're a pancake. You're a freaking pancake. I'm just gonna chill out right here. But yeah, I mean, so just take it slow. Don't be in a rush to be super cool. Like, I know you're gonna see all the people on Instagram or TikTok and they're having such a good time and they're being all fun and jovial and what have you, but they all started exactly where you're at. All the guys doing 12 o'clock wheelies and stoppies and shit, they had the same phase you're going through right now. All the people getting off their bikes at stoplights, dancing around like weirdos, they too were once you, probably like 3 months ago, but like, you know, usually that's like new riders do that type of weird stuff. But yeah, I mean, just take it slow, guys. There's no rush, because at the end of the day, you're playing with your life being on this bad man pajama. So just don't do anything you're not comfortable with yet, and don't let people push you out of your comfort zone. Granted, to progress, you gotta like push yourself a little bit, but don't try to run before you can even crawl, you know. That's all I'm trying to say here. So just practice the basics. I'm trying to make a short video, so hopefully I touch on like a bunch of good key points. But the main ones I wanted to touch on, yeah, the main ones I wanted to touch on was the fact that just always be aware of your surroundings. Go practice low speed maneuvers, because most likely that's where you're gonna have the most problems, is finding your balance on the bike, finding how the bike leans, and when you're going slow and you're stopped, and how the bike wants to move and all that jazz. Just spend a lot of time doing that. That's the first thing you should do once you get your bike. Don't be like, oh, let me try to clutch up, let me go watch a wheelie tutorial. No, you're gonna die. Like, I promise you, you're gonna fucking loop it, break your bike you just spent all that money on. If you drop it going 1 to 10 miles an hour, your bike's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. You'll get a little scratch here and there, dent, break a lever, whatever. Easy money, easy fix. Sheriff. But yeah, I mean, let me make sure he's not coming to get me. Alright, yeah, I'm only going 60, so yeah, cool. But yeah, I mean, point being, learn the slow speed stuff, learn the basics, build a strong foundation, right? Then, You know, go around neighborhoods, go do really slow speed areas where there's light traffic, where you run into one or two other cars. Low stress, take the stress off yourself. All right, start slow. Then when you get out on the road, be hyper aware that no one can see you. Just act like no one can see you. You get away from cars. Like, either be far behind them or far in front of them. I don't want to encourage you to speed like off rip, but if once you're comfortable enough, ride faster than everyone. Stay ahead of everyone, because then they won't catch up to you. But if you're still starting out, go slow, stay in the right lane. You know, keep your distance from everyone, because that's where the, you know, it's not you I'm worried about, it's the other people adage comes in. It's like, if you stay away from people, you're less likely to get hit. Like, if I just sit right here, right, on this person, they can't see me at all. So you gotta stay ahead of them or behind them. Don't in between. Don't sit right next to them. What have you. Even if you got a loud ass bike. I had a loud ass bike. I took the fucking mufflers off that shit instantly. It set off car alarms. Like, it was loud as hell. Loud pipes save lives, and that may be true, but just even at that, don't assume that people know you're there. Just assume that no one knows where you're at all times. And then as you get more comfortable, you can, you know, work on going faster and going to some twisty roads. And again, I encourage you, just start slow. That's the biggest thing I can say. Start slow. Do everything slow. Develop a pace that is slow, so that way it's in your muscle memory, because that's where you get you. You can watch all these videos all you want. They tell you what to do and what not to do. But say a car pulls out in front of you, and you can either brake, swerve, or accelerate. If you try to think, you're fucking done. You gotta be ready. It has to be muscle memory. Either you gotta fucking pin it, you gotta swerve, or you gotta brake, or even a combination of those. So practice turning and braking. Practice accelerating and turning. Practice hard acceleration and then a hard braking. You know? Do all these things in a controlled environment and build up your muscle memory first. Because if you don't build up your muscle memory, then when you gotta stop quick, or you gotta speed up, or you gotta move around, you're not gonna be ready for it. And that's when most people get hurt, even if it's not necessarily your fault. Like, yeah, it's your fault you weren't prepared, but I mean, you couldn't have planned if that person was gonna come out. So just build that muscle memory up, and it'll serve you in the long run. It's helped me already. Like right now, oh, that's another good thing. I'm glad I thought of that. Always cover your rear brake. Either keep 2 fingers on it, keep 1 finger. I keep 1 finger on it because my brake lever is pretty light to pull, and I got a strong finger, so I can realistically stop with just 1 finger. But yeah, always cover your rear brake, because if someone comes out on you and your hand's like this, right, and it's not covering the rear brake, then you got to pull your finger out, and that split second, you know, could cost you like 20, 30, 40 feet that you could have been stopped. Now, I don't want to split this. I don't want to be an asshole. But yeah, I mean, always cover your rear brake. And then with my clutch lever, I try to keep just 2 fingers on it like that. So that way I gotta let it in and out, and always be holding on at the same time. This Tesla. Alright, y'all, also watch out for Teslas, man. They'll take you out. I know their cars got all these sensors and shit, but like, Tesla drivers are literally the most brain dead people, because they have so many driver aids and nannies to help them drive, and they most of the time they're not paying attention ever, and they're just gonna cut you off. Let's see. do it, don't do it. Oh my fucking god. Oh shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. Point fucking take it. Holy shit. Woo. Holy shit. See what I'm talking about, people? I might go, because I'm recording. I might give me that guy's number. Alright, dude, that was fucking insane. I'm so glad I had my camera on for that. Literally talking about how Tesla drivers suck cock, and that dude literally pulled out and got fucking rear-ended like that. And I stopped and I went back and I gave that kid my info, so that way he'll have the video for insurance purposes, so they know it's not his fault. But oh my god, I hate Tesla drivers, so I'm so glad I got that on video. Oh wow. Okay guys, but yeah, lesson learned. Even cars can't even see other cars, right? So how are they gonna see you when you're tiny? You're a little tiny motorcycle, you know? But yeah, I mean, just be safe out there. Like, just act like literally no one can see you. Expect the unexpected. Just know there's an unknown, and that unknown will be known to you. All right, like a fucking turkey could fly out of there, and I gotta whoop. You know, you just got to be ready for everything, right? Like this guy is gonna cut the corner. Right? Someone could blow through the stop sign, right? You just got to be ready for it, man. You got to be ready for everything. So if that kid, he had enough time to stop, right? He had enough time to stop. Granted, he is a new driver. He was a younger guy. It's not his fault by any means, because that retard pulled out in front of him. But if he had been practicing, even in a car, you know, stopping when someone pulls out in front of you, emergency braking, you know, this all applies whether you're in a car, a truck, a semi-truck, in a fucking motorcycle, a moped, a four-wheeler, whatever it is, whatever kind of vehicle that goes and stops, you gotta practice emergency braking. You gotta practice fucking evasive maneuvers. You gotta see the dirt right there. So I know I can't slam on my brakes right there on the dirt, or else the front end's gonna slide out or something. You know, you gotta be aware of all these little nuanced things. And so just be safe, guys. I mean, I'm still new too, so I'm not like a professional by any means. I don't even have my M endorsement, guys. I don't even take the MSF course. All right, I'm gonna do that this year. All right, but just at the time I was just like, couldn't make time for it, I guess, and then I just kind of said fuck it. But yeah, go to the MSF course. Listen, they know more than I do. They have experience, they have classroom knowledge, they have practical knowledge. I have real world like knowledge and experience, as you can see. And like a lot of my truck driving across the country translates directly to motorcycles, and paying attention to other vehicles, and always checking your mirrors, checking your blind spots, looking way ahead of where you're supposed to be. That all translates to being on a motorcycle, except for the big difference. On a motorcycle, you're so much smaller, so you can fit anywhere. You can fit a lot of places cars can't. So you can swerve as long as you have good control, you can avoid a lot more than a car can avoid. A car can stop faster than you, right? Because they have, you know, 4 points that are braking, as opposed to you have 1 point, or say you're doing your front and rear at the same time for an emergency stop, all right? But like all your inertia is going forward, so your front end's gonna dive on you. So a car has 2 rotors that it's gonna stop on versus you have 1. And it has more rubber, more contact on the road. So a car can stop quicker than you, right? So that's why you give yourself more space back here, right? But you can fit where a car cannot fit. Like, I could realistically right now just drive through the middle of all these people and be perfectly fine. Which I've done some stupid shit like that before. But, like, I don't recommend it. Again, do as I say, not as I do. So yeah, I mean, these are just tips. I'm a real, like, nervous beginner at anything. Like, I'm really, like, I get analysis paralysis. So if you're one of those people, just build that base. Take everything slow. Watch a bunch of videos. I know that seems counterintuitive to a very, like, analytical person that overthinks stuff. But when you hear 20 people say the same thing, that'll stick in your brain. So if 20 people say watch out for Teslas because they will kill you, and then you're on the road and now you're hyper aware that that Tesla is going to pull out in front of you like they did me and then almost get rear-ended. See, in that moment I was really scared that the dude was going to hit him and push the car into me, but I saw kind of the angle he was going at, and I'm like, even if he does hit it, it's going to push the Tesla the other way because they're retarded. So I stopped freaking out. But I was planning in my head in that moment to just move around and go through the middle of the cars to use them as a shield. That's one thing I did wrong. I didn't move. I didn't react quick. I just watched it happen in slow motion, and I was like, this is insane. But yeah, I mean, I could have even got hurt in that situation. Oh man, that was nuts, guys. Well, if you enjoyed the video and you got value from this, give me a like, please. Give me a like or a comment. Say, wow, you're really cool. You're a cool guy. Thank you for those tips. Or say, oh, those were awful tips. Oh my God, you're so stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. And then if you really liked it and you want to see more of me being just me in the wild, I do other stuff like go really fast in between cars, and if you're interested in that, I do that. And then yeah, like I just do whatever. I'll vlog, I'll go explore, whatever. Yeah, if you want to see more of it, please subscribe. It really helps me out. Like, I'm just starting off. It's really fun. I enjoy making the videos, like actually being out here making them, and I'll enjoy editing them. I know my editing skills aren't that great, and I might not be a great videographer, and I'm definitely not a great motorcycle rider, but I'm good enough. So if you want to support me, just drop a like, please. Drop a comment, subscribe, even just viewing the video. If you just viewed it, that's cool too. I just want to thank you guys and just encourage everyone to be safe, take it easy, have a wonderful day. I love you.